Good morning. Namaste. Thank you for being here with me today. This is going to be a upper body core strengthening, moving into an arm balancing posture called Dragonfly, okay? Which is definitely an intermediate posture, but you're going to benefit from building core and upper body strength and opening up the hips, okay? So we're going to begin just sitting up in our seat, sitting up nice and tall, closing down the eyes. Hands can go to prayer, heart center, connecting with our center line, connecting with our inner being, inner body, becoming the witness of the breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Maybe open up the mouth, audible exhalation. Inhale, fill the diaphragm, expand the belly. Ribcage rises, chest rises. Exhale. Audible exhalation through the mouth. Last one. Inhale through the nose. Fill, fill, fill. Expand. Lengthen. Exhale. Belly in, contract. Navel goes back in towards the spine. Settling in on an intention or dedication or prayer for this class today. Sealing it in our heart center and in our mind's eye. And we shall begin. We're going to begin in tabletop, hands and knees. Stretching out the wrists, okay? So we want flat back, shoulder over the wrist, hips over the knees. And we're going to start waking up the spine and waking up the wrists, moving in a big circle shape. So we're going to bring the chest forward, shoulders forward, fingers spread wide, and then draw big, huge circle shapes with the hips. Send the hips back towards the heels, out to the left, chest coming forward, shoulders forward, out to the right, back towards the heels, maybe round the spine, just find any movement that feels right for you. And then moving in the opposite direction. Big circle shapes, shoulders forward, fingers spread wide, rooting down through the heels of our hands, our knuckles and pads of the fingers. Pressing into the top sides of the feet back here. Okay. So a couple rounds of cat-cow. We're going to drop the belly, gaze up, lengthen through our center line, fingers spread wide. Inhale. Broadening through the chest, through the collarbones. Exhale, round it out like a cat. Move the spine forward and back. So send the hips back, shoulders forward, moving into your spine. Noticing any areas of tightness or discomfort. Anywhere that you can soften or just make a little bit more space, more room in the spine, in the neck, in the shoulders. One more, drop the belly, gaze up, tucking the tailbone. Inhale, open up the throat, lift the chest and heart. Exhale, round it out like a cat. Once again, move the spine around. Maybe you want to send the hips from side to side, drawing a half circle shape, or just rounding the spine, pressing into the palms of the hands, the knees, like you're pressing your mat away from you. Awesome. And then we're going to find a neutral spine, a tabletop back, and we're going to bring our forearms to face each other, continuing to wake up the wrists, gently rocking from side to side, fingers spread wide. Releasing any tension or tightness in the hands, fingers, wrists, forearms. Helping us to build this wrist strength. Arm balances require a lot of wrist strength and mobility. And then roll the wrist, shake the wrist out. You can make a fist, tense and release it. Letting something go. Other side. And then we're gonna flip our palms. So we're gonna press the top side of the hand into the mat. Fingers point towards us, towards the knees. Getting into the front side of the wrist, the arms, the connective tissue, and just gently rock from side to side. Maybe you want to rock forward, maybe you want to rock back, or just little micro movements or little mini circle shapes. A bit of a vulnerable joint, the wrists. They are fragile. So just nice and easy, backing off if you need to. Always backing off if there's ever any pain. Breathing through the discomfort. Getting the opening, the release, the stretch, and release. Shake it out, roll it out. Make a fist and release it. Letting something go. You can also do this as if you're sending energy away from you. Anything that's not serving you, shake it out. Roll it out, release it. Tucking our toes, sending our hips up and back, downward facing dog. Tailbone going back towards the heels, chest going back towards the thighs. You can gaze back at the navel. Shedding today. Pedaling at the feet, gently bending one knee, straightening the opposite leg. Maybe shake the head yes and no from side to side. You can gaze underneath the opposite armpit. Fingers spread wide. Belly in. Lifting up onto the balls of the feet, we're going to shift the shoulders forward and then send the heels and the hips back. 3 of these, warming up the shoulders, balls of the feet, shoulders come forward as far forward as they will go. Send the heels, the hips, and the chest back. Continuing to warm up the shoulders and the wrists, belly in, shoulders forward. Hips and heels go back. Lifting right leg up to the sky. Belly in, make a footprint towards the wall behind you. Big full inhale through the nose. Exhale, we're going to round the spine, bringing our knee to our nose. Belly in, knee to nose, press the mat away. Right foot floats up in between the hands at the top of the mat. Coming to our nice low runner's lunge, extending the spine. Couple of breaths here, warming up, waking up, building some core strength, wrist strength, upper body strength, hip opening. Hips opening, inhale, exhale, left foot floats up to meet right, forward fold, standing at the top of the mat, bend the knees, bring the chest to the thighs. You can take a bind, reaching for your elbows behind the knees, or out in front of you in ragdoll, gently swaying from side to side if you want to. Just folding yourself in half. Rooting to rise, the feet stay hip width apart or big toes touch, slowly rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Reverse swan diving the arms, reaching them out by our sides, reaching them up and overhead. Inhale. Reaching, lengthening up to the sides of the body, maybe slightly back bending. Mini back bend, hips and pelvis going forward, belly in. Exhale, forward fold, passing through our center line. Inhale, tabletop back, gaze goes forward, lengthening through the spine. Hands can be on the shins, the thighs, or the mat out in front of you. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step, hop or float, high plank pose. High plank goes to low plank or lowers all the way down to the mat. Inhale to our first upward facing dog or cobra. Legs can rest on the mat, extending and lengthening through our center line, through our front side. So legs can also engage in lift, engaging in those glutes. Inhale, leg strength. Exhale, downward facing dog. Gently pedaling out the feet, bending one knee, straightening the opposite leg. And one more time, we lift up onto the balls of our feet, shift the shoulders forward, belly in, flat back, shoulders forward, send the hips and heels back. One more, shoulders forward, belly in, puff up the space in between the shoulder blades, drawing everything into your center line, using that core strength, hips back. Left leg lifts up to the sky, hips stay squared, back foot is flexed, lifted, strong. Inhaling through the nose, exhale, round it out. Knee to nose, belly in. Press the mat away. Gracefully floating left foot up. In between the hands at the top of the mat, low runner's lunge. Extending the spine, so find a tall spine. Lengthening through that back right side, like you're sending energy through that back right leg, through the heel of the foot. Couple of breaths here. Inhale. And exhale, right foot floats up to meet left, standing forward fold at the top of the mat, as much of a bend in the knees as you would like. This time we're going to take a bind, interlacing our fingers together, draw the palms together, shoulder blades together, and send the knuckles up to the sky. Forearms draw towards each other, keeping the bind. Inhale, lengthen, extend the spine. Exhale, belly in, forward fold. Fill, 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 expand. Expanding along the back side of the heart. Opening up the chest and the shoulders. Release. We're going to lower left hand down in front of us in our center line here and just reach the right arm up to the sky. Easy twist. Maybe we gaze up, palm faces forward, external shoulder rotation. Reach up, reach up, reach up so that the hand can plant fully down on the mat, or you can reach up to the fingertips, or if you have a block, you can even bring one hand to your hand to the block. Exhale, other side, right hand plants, left arm lifts, reaches up to the sky. Palm faces forward, externally rotating the shoulder. Belly in, twisting up, reaching up, lengthening up, maybe gazing up or down. Checking in with the neck always. And then release, inhale, lengthen, tabletop back. Big full inhale, exhale, bend the knees, plant the palm, step, hopper, float, high plank pose. High plank goes to low plank, hover or lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra pose or up dog. We extend the spine, lengthening through that front side. Exhale, tuck the toes, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog, pedaling out the feet, or just finding stillness and breath in your downward facing dog. Keeping your awareness on the center line in the inner body. As much of a bend in the knees as you would like. You can hover the knees down and then straighten the legs, send the hips up to the sky, up and back, tailbone going back towards the heels. Inhale, right leg lifts up to the sky. Hips stay squared so that right hip bone drops down. Back foot is flexed. Inhale, exhale, right foot steps up in between the hands. Low runner's lunge. Extending the spine. Lengthening through the center line. We're lengthening upwards. We're not sending the crown of the head forward. We want to lengthen upwards, nice and tall. And then left hand plants inside of the right foot. Finding another twist. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Palm forward. External shoulder rotation. Shoulders stack. Twisting and spinning upwards. Sternum spins up towards the sky. Gaze goes up or down. Checking in with the neck always. Inhale. And exhale. So we're going to go to a side plank, but we can go to modified side plank first, or you can stay in modified side plank. So I will call that out first, but we drop this left knee down, and then right hip stacks on top of left hip. The right leg straightens, and we plant the outer edge of our back foot. We lift up with our right hip bone, shoulder stays stacked, or we bring the fingertips reaching forward. Okay, so a full side plank, we just straighten that bottom leg, lifting the hips up to the sky, gazing up or down. So whichever way you would like, knee down or the legs are lifted, hips lifted. Inhale, exhale, we go to high plank. High plank is going to drop down to our forearms, so forearm plank. Forearms plant shoulder width apart, belly draws in. 3 full breaths here. Using our core strength, upper body strength. Inhale, exhale. Keep the hips slightly lifted. Inhale, breathing. Exhale, letting something go. Let it drift away. Inhale, exhale, press it up, high plank. And then we're just gonna walk it back to downward facing dog. So, send the hips up and back, not necessarily walking, pressing it back to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up to the sky. Keep those hips square. Drop that left hip bone down so they're in the same line. Left leg lifts up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, step it forward in between the hands at the top of the mat. Use your core strength. Low runner's lunge. Right hand plants inside of the left foot this time. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Shoulders stack. Sternum spinning upwards. Palm faces forward. External shoulder rotation. Keep it spinning there. Inhale, exhale. Find the length of the back right side. Right leg is lengthening. Inhale, exhale. Option to drop this right knee down. Side plank. Left leg stacks on top of right. Planting the outer edge of that back foot. Shoulder stack. Lift up with the left hip bone. And then maybe we straighten that bottom leg to lift both of those hips up to the sky. Or get our lateral reaching stretch. Belly in. 3 full breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, you could even lift a leg if you want to, or place one foot in front of the other for a little bit more support. Or you could be on the knee. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, high plank. Chaturanga. High plank goes to low plank. Hover or low way down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Extending the spine out of the pelvis. Legs engage and lift off the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Gently pedaling out the feet, bending one knee and straightening the opposite leg. Looking forward, we're going to step our step, hop, or float our feet up in between the hands at the top of the mat. So left foot followed by right, or bend the knees, floating off into the shoulders. Send those shoulders forward to jump or float those feet up in between the hands. Bend the knees, bring the chest to the thighs, hang and bind, any bind. Opposite elbows in front of you behind your ankle to bend those elbows, to fold yourself in half. Rooting to rise, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Reverse swan dive the arms, so extend them out by your sides and reach them up and overhead. Inhale, slightly back bending. Exhale, hands come to prayer. Hands come to heart center. Okay, so I'm going to face you. We're going to go to chair pose, Utkatasana. So we're going to bend our knees, sink our hips low, elbows come up with the ears. Maybe we can spread the toes and lift the toes up off the mat. Or hands could go to prayer. 3 full breaths in our first chair pose. So if you want to shift your weight forward into the balls of the feet, hover the heels off the mat, you are welcome to, like you're drawing everything into our center line, knees in towards that center line. Just playing around with the distribution of weight. Spread the toes, lift the toes. Flat back, little tilt in the pelvis. Bring the pelvis forward to find that flat back. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Let something go. Let it roll off your spine. Let something fall off the neck and the shoulders. Any tension, tightness, emotion, stress. Just breathe it away. Softening on your exhale. You can gently bend one knee and straighten the opposite leg. And then we roll up one vertebra at a time. Coming up to standing, Tadasana. Should have had a hair tie ready. It's okay. Now from our Tadasana, we're going to go to one-legged chair. So we're going to bend our right knee just like chair. Left ankle drapes on top of the right knee. You can keep this foot flexed. All right, so sinking low, sink the hips low, tailbone going towards the heel. Left hand can gently press this left knee out to the left, like then you're pressing your knee slightly away from you to open up the hip flexor just a little bit more. One hand could go to the heart or maybe the other. So you can play around with wherever you want to get the opening. Place the hands. If you want to intensify the hip opening, Just place the hand on the knee and gently find that press. Breathe. Grounding fully down through that right foot, through the ball of the foot, the heel of the foot. The foot is fully planted. Inhale, exhale, hands come to prayer officially, and we're going to take our twist. So we're going to hook the tricep just above the elbow, the tricep, to the sole of the foot. Okay, so it looks like this, like you're hooking your elbow just above the elbow to the sole of your foot, and then you're in a prayer twist. Breathing, it's going to open up your hips just a little bit more, and eventually we're going to move into this arm balancing pose. Breathe here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then we plant our hands out to the right, shoulder width apart. You can come down, bending your right knee, and just play around with the feeling here of planting those hands shoulder width apart, keeping the foot on that tricep above the elbow. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And then we bring our shoulders forward, shoulders coming forward, shoulders forward, pressing the foot onto top of the elbow. We lift that bottom leg, shoulders forward, look forward, belly in, gaze forward, and then we let it go. And then we're just gonna come down to our hero's pose for just a moment. So sitting back on the heels, finding some stillness. It's pretty intense. And we're gonna go to the other side. So if you wanted to tuck the toes here, you can. Getting into the arches of the feet, stretching out the feet a little bit more, or maybe you wanna come down to your yogi squat. Opening up the hips a little bit wider, elbows inside of the knees. And then we'll just come up to standing. All right, and we're gonna find our one-legged chair on the opposite side. So right knee bends, both knees bend, opposite side. So right ankle on top of that left knee, whatever, just do the opposite side. All right, so find your chair, one-legged chair, gently pressing that right knee towards that right corner of the mat. If you want to open up that hip flexor a little bit more, flexing this right foot. Sitting bones going towards the heels. Hands can come to prayer. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We're going to hook our twist above the elbow. Tricep hooks to the sole of the foot. Make sure you have a flat surface to practice on. So maybe you stay right here. You're going to feel this really intense hip opening. On the right side, hip opener on the right side. Woo. Breathe. Find some stillness. Find some softness and ease. Steady breath. Use your gaze, use your drishti to keep that inner focus. And then you can drop or bend the left knee as you drop the hands down, planting them shoulder width apart. Make some space on your mat. Make sure you have plenty of room to play. Okay? So, other side. We're just doing the same thing on this side. Might be a little bit different. Hands plant shoulder width apart. Keep the foot, so you can bend that bottom knee. Keep the foot above the elbow. Shoulders forward. My foot is slippery. It's a little bit harder for me on this side, and you might find that. It's okay, just keep practicing. I'm gonna do it one more time. If you wanna come down to your yogi squat or your hero's pose, I put some oil on this morning, which was a bad idea. So if your skin is sweaty, it's gonna be even harder. Shoulders forward, shoulders forward, shoulders forward. Straighten that bottom leg. It's just too slippery for me. Coming on down to your hero's pose or yogi squat. Sitting back in between the heels. Remember, it's the journey, not the destination. So enjoying the process. Building your core strength, upper body strength, hip mobility, flexibility. You will be flying in your dragonfly before you know it. Taking rest, coming down to our shavasana. So Find your way down on your mat. Draw the knees into the chest. Maybe gently rocking them from side to side. You can gaze from side to side. Maybe you want a spinal twist, dropping your knees to one side, gazing in the opposite direction. Trying to keep your spine in the same line. If you're ready for your final resting pose, try to take at least 3 to 5 minutes in shavasana, corpse pose. So the right foot would go to the right corner of the mat, left foot to the left corner, and the arms go out by our sides with our palms facing up to the sky. Open to receive. Closing down the eyes, or gazing at the tip of the nose or any point in space. To keep your inner gaze. Remember, this is an inner journey. Allow the heart rate to come down to a resting state, so we have more energy for our day, cultivating more inner peace in the inner body. Thank you so much for practicing here with me today. The light in me humbly honors and bows to the light in each one of you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know down in the comments. And please like this video if you liked it. If you would like me to share more of these arm balancing postures, poses, asanas. Namaste. Have a great day.